Hello there, everyone. I'm Clacker the Creep, Clacker the Geek's evil twin, and it's Halloween, so I'm at full power. So, what I'm going to do today... What the hell was that all about? Get lost now. Well, fine, if you're that nitpicky, can I at least just have a cameo? No, just go away to your own place of misery. Alright, fine, I'll go. God, doesn't have an ounce of respect, does he? Right, sorry about that, guys. But now with him out of the way, let's begin. It's The Web of Fear, the only classic series story that's on the list. And it's also a story that was recovered not too long ago in 2013. So it was a previously mostly missing story, but now only episode 3 is missing. So the plot of the story is the TARDIS getting trapped in this sort of web thing, and it has to be forced to land on Earth, where London has basically been taken over by the Great Intelligence and the Yeti. Now already that's a really good premise, but when you add stuff like the web spreading throughout London, like dead bodies like in web, like there's a scene where Jamie, one of the companions, pushes, like he's trying to nudge someone, like, excuse me, and then he just falls down, it's just a corpse, and it's really creepy stuff. The London Underground sets are so convincing for the 60s, and the fact that it's in black and white really amplifies the creepiness. It's also a notable story because it's the first ever appearance of one of Doctor Who's most iconic characters, the Brigadier, who unfortunately was introduced in the missing episode 3. Luckily, I can read it in the Target book, which is great. By the way, if you don't have this Target book, get it, because it's great. So this story is my favourite Doctor Who story of all time. It's completely perfect in every way possible. And it is blimmin' terrifying. Like, it's set in World War II, and there's this little boy who, because of nanogenes and stuff, got a cut on his wrist and was infected, and became this gas mask sort of zombie. I'm sure you've seen it. And with that catchphrase, "Are you my mummy?" comes close to scaring anyone as much as Exterminate. I think why this episode is so scary is because it makes something that is supposed to be innocent. It plays off fear of the innocent like a child, making it so much terrifying. And like the desperation in part 2, as it goes from, in the first part, just this one lonely child, and then it gets like loads of people start becoming these gas mask zombies, like, and you see sometimes some people actually becoming them, like the mouth part. It's just really unsettling body horror as well. And the desperation is really well done. And the ending as well, the everybody lives, it works this one time, and it just shows that just sometimes everything can be alright. And that is just so good. It also introduces Captain Jack Harkness, John Barrowman's character, and he was so loved that he got his own spin-off, so this episode must be important, which it is. But yeah, no wonder it's my favourite story. Well done, Stephen Moffat. Do I even need to go on as to why this is so great? I mean, the Weeping Angels are such a great, creepy concept, you know, almost like a merciful way of killing you just if you blink. And if you turn away, they will scare you, they'll just come at you, like, I'm not going to do it because... But yeah, like, they'll just come at you, and it shows their power because the Doctor and his companion are taking out the action. It's really interesting, you know. Now, the story does use some sort of horror tropes, like lights going out, a creepy house, sort of old TVs as messages. It's really interesting stuff, and it's used very well in this story. Again, another stellar script from Stephen Moffat. But what I will say is, if you recommend this as someone who's never seen Doctor Who as a starter, don't, because it's not really like a proper Doctor Who story. That's just what I say. But it's still a fantastic story nonetheless. Midnight is a fantastic story, you know. It is my favourite David Tennant story, and it's so creepy and unsettling. It's a classic sort of based on The Siege, but why it works so well is because of how it just takes these normal people that you see in the streets or in a shop and just throws them into one of the most dismal, abysmal, just horrible situations. And, you know, you constantly see them turning on each other. And when you see and the doctor gets really scared. And when you see the doctor scared, that's when you know some serious stuff's going down. I suppose it's a bit like in Lord of the Flies, I guess, when the boys sort of turn on each other. It's sort of like that, but this is much more enclosed, much more tense. And the ending is very hard hitting. They defeat the monster, but but at the expense of a regular person. And when you know the doctor is scared, that's when you know not only that there's some serious stuff going down, but when you know you've got one of the best episodes of Doctor Who ever made. This story is the only story on the list that I've watched on broadcast, and I only watched one of the time broadcast because on the Doctor Falls I was at a pub at a party, and don't worry, I wasn't having booze, so yeah. Anyway, this story takes concept of cyber conversion, about becoming Cybermen, which has sort of been done before, but not to its true extent. This story, though, fully does it, I think. You know, the beginning when Bill gets shot, the companion, and consider it's my companion, it was really shocking and really devastating almost. And then she gets taken by the patients who aren't fully Cybermen, but you can tell they are meant to be. And then it's really, really twisted from there, you know. The pre-converted Cybermen going like, pain, 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 and stuff like, kill me, kill me. And the fact that they got just a mask over them, you can just tell that there's something horrifying beneath that mask. And you don't need to show it because the BBC wouldn't allow it, but it's left to the imagination and it's so well done. And the cliffhanger to part 1, when Bill is a Cyberman and the two masters on screen as well, I was just in utter shock at that. And it's almost like watching a train wreck because you know what's coming, but you can't bear the reality of it. But it ends up being true at the end. And true, the second part isn't as scary, but it still is great. And it's got a perfect speech from Peter Capaldi about being kind. It's just phenomenal. So that's it from me. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Hope you enjoyed the video. Share your thoughts in the comments. And this is Clack of the Geek, signing out. Ta-da!